Hello all. This time we will explain about the separation menu in the Darwinbox application. Separation is a termination of employment initiated by the employee or at the decision of the employee. Then there are several definitions of terms that will be used in the separation process that you need to know, such as L1 manager or direct supervisor of the employee. Then there is the HRBP or HR representative in operations. Then there is a date of resignation or the date of submitting one's resignation. Requested last day or submission of the last day of work. Recovery days or the difference between the requested last day and the normal notice period. And finally, there is a workflow or process that consists of a series of tasks that generally need to be completed in a specific sequence. Then there is the business process of separation. Termination of employment or separation is initiated by the employee by filling in the separation form. After that, the form needs to be verified and validated by L1 manager and also HRBP, and requires the consent of both. To access Darwinbox, you need to log into the Darwinbox application using your employee ID and password. After that, you can click on the profile name. Then click View Profile to view accessible employee menus. Employees can click on the Employee Life Cycle to find the separation menu. The separation menu is a menu that can be used by employees to apply for termination of employment. Employees can click Initiate Separation to make a request. After that, a separation form will appear that has been filled in with the day or date of submission of resignation and the last date of entering way with the rules for employee resignation. As for what employees need to fill in, such as submitting the last day of work, employees can choose the date of submission. Employees no later than resigning 30 days before the effective date of the employee resigning. Then, the employee also needs to enter the reason for resigning, as shown in the following image. Then, the employee also needs to attach a resignation letter that has been signed by the employee's immediate supervisor. Employees also need to fill in the comments field. If it is appropriate, you can click Submit to continue the process. After completing the filing for separation, employees can view, modify, and submit the application. To change the contents of the application form, the employee can click the Edit Form button. To review the contents of the submission form, employees can click the View Form button. And to withdraw the application, the employee can click the Revoke button. In the next stage, the application form will be forwarded to L1 manager and HRBP for approval. L1 manager or employee's direct supervisor will check the employee's submission and will accept the task of approving the separation application from the employee. The task can be seen in the menu task box. Then separation approval. L1 manager can click the Act button and view details to see the details of the submission. If L1 manager has verified and validated the submission and the submission is correct, then L1 manager can reject or approve to continue the process. After the L1 manager has approved, the next step will be carried out by HRBP. HRBP will check the application submitted by the employee and will have the task of approving the separation application from the employee. The task can be seen in the task box menu. Then separation approval. HRBP can click the Act button and view details to see the details of the submission. Before continuing the process, HRBP can see the approval form from L1 Manager. If HRBP has verified and validated the submission and the submission is appropriate, then HRBP can choose to reject or approve to continue the process. After the separation application is approved, then the employee can see the separation workflow. Employees can see their workflow in the Employee Lifecycle menu. Then separation. Then select View Workflow on the top right. In the separation workflow, there are tasks that must be done by several related PIC. This task needs to be completed because it relates to checking company assets and facilities received by employees at the time of joining. Employees who submit resignations in less than 30 days and/or do not return assets will receive sanctions in the form of final salary deductions and or do not receive a clearing letter. If the task has been completed, then the status will be complete, and employees can see who has done the task. That's all the information that can be conveyed regarding the separation on the Darwin Box application. Thank you for your attention.